Hi everyone, welcome back to Injection Insight with Aaron. I'm Aaron.
I'm April.
And I'm Monica.
And on our last episode, we introduced April. She is a esthetician, and today we're going to discuss a little bit further on that topic. And then also we have Monica, who was here just a couple episodes ago. And yeah, we can't wait to dive right in.
Mm-hmm. So April, why don't you give us a little bit of information about what it is that you do?
Okay, so I'm April. I am an esthetician. So I currently do facials, waxing, eyelash extensions, and I also work with my mom who owns a spray tan salon. So we kind of do like everything, which is nice. It's like a little one-stop shop. But my absolute favorite service is anything to do with skin. So I just love doing facials. It's also like super relaxing for me too. So I just like love giving a space for people to come in and do some self-care and feel good about themselves.
How did you get started in that business?
Honestly, watching my mom. I remember going to her first spray tanning class. I think I was like 9 or 10 years old, and I kind of just have like watched her ever since. And I've honestly been spray tanning before I was 18, but legally, 18. But I've been doing it forever, and I just wanted to start my own business because I love it so much.
And how long have you been an esthetician for?
I've been an esthetician for a year exactly.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's so fun. I love it.
So what have you found in that year mark? Because a year sounds like a short amount of time, but lot, you can grow a lot within a year.
Yeah.
What have you found that you've really, seen and grown from, and like that you have mastered? Like, what's your, like, would you say you said facials? So that would be your specialty that you feel you've really dived into, or?
Yeah. I just feel like it's the little things, kind of. Like, I focus on the little things. Like, during a facial, I don't know, I kind of stopped, like, investing in all the, like, newest stuff and going with all the trends. And I've just been focusing on, like, my clients, how to make them want to come back. Like, just the little details, like a sound maker, just things like that.
Yeah, the trending devices and the trending services it's a rough one because it comes and goes, right?
Yeah.
And it's a lot to do with social media and the influence of whoever the newest influencer and what they're trying to push. But I do agree with you, even on my aspect, on my side of it, is that I always go back to the core. I always go back to the core items, the core procedures that I know that they're not going anywhere. They're not trending. They are legit. They're gonna, make people feel great about themselves.
Right.
And I'm sure that's what you like too, right? Having them feel good about themselves and increasing their self-esteem.
Yeah, stuff that works, yeah.
Where do you find that most of your business comes from?
I would say Instagram. Yeah, social media.
And do you use Instagram only, or do you use, what other platforms do you?
I just use Instagram.
Mostly
I've been
Instagram?
wanting
Oh,
to
wow,
make a
that's
TikTok,
amazing.
but yeah.
Okay, nice, okay. And so in regards to social media and all of that, what do you find, so I know in social media influences and impacts my business. How do you find that it impacts you, and like what trends do you see that are happening right now in the aesthetic industry in your side?
Trying to think, there's always so many new trends happening. What are some new trends? Honestly, I have no idea. But I will say social media is like an amazing thing to have. Like, we have the same access to the same platform as like a millionaire to, promote ourselves and market ourselves and stuff. But I will say social media can also be like, I feel like lately I've been struggling with it a little bit because it can also be stressful when you log on and there's like 10 new sounds that you need to use before they go out of style, and always like thinking of new content and stuff is a little difficult, but I feel like it's like a blessing and a curse. I love
Do
it
you
too.
manage your own social media page?
Yes.
So did you have to do like, was there a learning curve for you to figure out like what kind of posts you're going to do, or did you do any kind of like schooling or anything, like classes to learn about videos and things like that?
Honestly, no. I
That's
just
good.
kind of go with the flow, and I just post.
You just figured it out.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, I think that the social media can be stressful as a business, in any business, business owner, social media manager, whatever, maybe it could get stressful, right? If you look at it as a business, but when you're doing something for fun that you truly love to do, it's all about perspective.
Yeah,
so for
that's
me,
true.
when I'm posting or we're making a video per se, if I'm overthinking it and like, oh, am I going to get likes? it's not fun
Yeah.
anymore. So I know it's always good to look at it from a, you know, a more natural point of view and just like a fun
Right.
aspect.
Yeah,
I
you
guess.
guys have fun on your social media.
We try.
I love the videos.
But I mean, sometimes we think we've done something that's so great, and then nobody
Oh my
pays
God.
attention to it, and then we get very stressed out about it. But then sometimes we do something, and it get like that we think is so silly, and it usually gets the most
Yeah.
Isn't it
attention.
crazy?
Is the silly ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do have to say Lisa's killing it.
Oh,
on her
she
social
kills it on
media.
social
She's
media.
killing it on her
Yeah.
social media. I just, you know, throwing it back yesterday, I thought I was like, I'm going to post something. And,
How'd that go?
we have 0 likes. We have 0 likes, a few views. But that just goes to show. But honestly, like I just felt like doing it, and,
Yeah.
and I did it really for fun. It is what it is, right? So I'm not overthinking it. But yeah.
But
Lisa's
that is
killing it.
something I think when you're young too that could stress you out.
Yeah.
You know, I think anybody who's on social media when they're putting out posts out there, they're throwing themselves out there.
Right.
And when it doesn't get the attention that they're expecting it to get, it can be like mentally detrimental.
Yeah.
Or if it gets the wrong attention, or you know, I think that that's something that we all have to have like a little like
Just blame
pad, like
blame the
yeah.
algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like putting yourself on a stage sometimes.
Yeah.
And you're kind
It
of,
is,
yeah.
yeah.
But like we've talked about before, I feel like none of us really signed up to be content creators. It's just part of like the profession.
It has
It's
happened.
just how it's the world
But
is
yeah,
gone, yeah.
yeah, it is. But it's cool.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
love-hate
we
thing.
have-
for
yeah,
me.
exactly. Yeah. Sometimes, and I feel like it's okay. I feel like I put a lot of pressure on myself sometimes, like I have to post, I have to do this and this. But I feel like with anything in life, it's okay to take a break for a second. And then when it feels right, start posting again.
Like exactly, because
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, if you don't want to do something and you could see it, and you
Yeah.
could see it in the person's face and
Yeah.
their eyes, like it's
Yeah.
like, okay, she posted something, but
Right.
she's not there.
Yeah.
Or he's not there. They're just doing it, and it shows on camera.
Do you have a minimum amount of posts that you shoot to post a week?
Like that.
Kind of. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I've been getting back on like social media lately and really like giving it my all, I feel
Yeah.
like. So yeah, I try and, you know, definitely post when I can. Yeah.
And where is your where are you located?
I'm located in Ventura. Yes,
Nice.
in Ventura, across from the high school near Main Street.
Oh, nice.
And just since do you want to give a shout out to your Insta?
Yes, my Instagram, it's Angel Aesthetics by April.
Love it.
And yeah.
Nice little plug in there. All right, so I mean, just rolling on the Instagram stuff, right? So, what would you say that the 3 best Instagram things are, and what are the 3 worst things about it? So, whether it's content or things that you've noticed in regards to the actual platforms.
Okay, I feel like just having fun and posting, like, you know, not taking yourself so seriously. It's fun making reels with my mom and stuff, so that's a good thing. I feel like community, like you kind of, you know, connect with like other business owners and things like that, and people that kind of are doing the same thing. Also, growth, like finding clients and, you know, things like that. Yeah, I like about social media. And then the, you know, hard things are, again, like sometimes when you don't want to post, just pressure. I feel like that's like the only, I don't know what else.
Have you ever gotten any negative feedback?
I don't think so.
That's good.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
I don't think
nice.
so. Yeah, not on my business page. Yeah. So-
I think making sure that we don't compare ourselves to
That.
others, I think that is very important because we are our own individuals, right? We are, you know, we're our own worst critics. So making sure that we don't compare ourselves to others is crucial because we can tear ourselves down without people even thinking, you know, I've had clients come in and they come in and they say it like this, da da da, they start just basically just tearing themselves
Yeah.
down. And, you know, it's not my job to bring them back up emotionally, but it's my job to tell the truth and tell them, like, listen, like, I don't see that. I understand you see that, but, you know, you're gorgeous and beautiful in so many ways, and making sure that.
But you saying that to them right then and there is like you're actually bringing them up, whether it's
Yeah.
your job or not. Like that's
Yeah.
the beauty of who you are and what you do. Like you know, there is body dysmorphia for a lot of people, and so recognizing that and like choosing to do minimal as opposed to everything that someone asks for. Like sometimes it's okay to say no, and like you don't need that. I think you're beautiful. You want to do what the client wants, but at the same time, like I think social media can have a negative effect on people, how they feel about themselves, because
Right.
they're constantly looking at people who are like uber filtered or like,
Yeah,
you know, and you
photoshopped.
compare yourself to that, and it's not natural. And so I think that that's probably the worst negative about social media, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have a lot of clients that come in and they'll show a photo of themselves on social media, like I see this shadow or da da da, or they'll show or do the opposite and show me a photo of somebody else who posted their photos. Like I want lips like this or I want to look like this, and
Right.
I'm like, do you realize how filtered they are? They don't look like that.
Yeah.
First of all, it's okay to have pores. It's okay to have, fine lines. These are normal aspects of life. Now we can soften all of that stuff, but let's be real. We're not going to walk around looking like a filter.
Right. I think it is hard because a lot of things are are edited. So I feel like the unrealistic beauty standards are there sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you get people that say, make me look like a filter? Yeah.
Make me look filtered or make me
Yeah.
look airbrushed or kind of terms like that, and it goes back to me obviously. I don't choose my words because everything I say is pretty natural, like in
Right.
that sense. I say what I feel, but it's positive stuff. People want to, they need to know that it's okay, right, to have these feelings, but at the same time that they're gorgeous, because
Yeah.
they are. Everybody's gorgeous in their own way.
In their own way, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Erin, what do you think are the 3 best things about Instagram for Derma Beauty?
Ooh, okay. The three best things about social media for Derma Beauty, I would say one would be client interaction. We get a lot of client interaction. We book a lot through there, and we get a lot of back and forth. Like I always respond to my clients or even people on social media whenever I can, like throughout the day, throughout the evening, probably more than I should. And people like send me a reel or a text and like, hey, do you do this? Or hey, do you know anything about this? And I'll respond. So I think being able to connect with my clients and just discuss things right off the bat when they see something, that's one of the pluses to that. Also would be kind of, I guess, keeping up with trends. Like if I see something multiple times, I can either be like, oh, that's amazing, or in a sense debunking, like that's like the taping. Do you remember the tape?
Yes.
The tape where the tape on the lips didn't do anything, but it was great for clicks, right?
Yeah.
But then I could debunk it when people send me those things.
So, be honest, how much time do you all spend scrolling through Instagram?
Too much sometimes.
So I find for myself, I'm on social media a lot, but it's more on the business side. So I have my personal and then I have my business one, and I tend to not be on my personal one hardly ever, but I'm on my business one. So I'm like scrolling. So all of it's like facial procedures,
Yeah.
lasers, all of that stuff. And I guess it's a passion of mine, which is why I don't find it boring in any
Right.
way.
Yeah.
But I'm on more than I would like to admit.
I think it's good to have like a healthy relationship with Instagram. Like not spend too much time, but it is important and we love it.
Are you guilty of impulse buys on Instagram? I am. I mean, I'm just going to be real. I am.
Yeah, I find that not on Instagram but TikTok, it's really easy to spend on there. They set up the your credit card. And it's just
Yeah.
like literally click. I'm like, oh wait, I bought that. Oh no.
How about you?
Yeah, I would say kind of same. Not Instagram, it's TikTok.
TikTok.
But when you guys are running specials, I definitely get that.
So everybody look out for it.
Yeah, look out for the specials on
We
Instagram.
always post our monthly specials on Instagram.
Yeah.
So on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, just look out for it. All right, so we just want to say thank you, April, for being on the show. We really appreciate your feedback and just really going over everything. We will make sure that we provide all your information on our YouTube and just on the descriptions for the podcast. That way they can reach out to you if any clients have any questions.
If you guys are ever in the Ventura area, mention that you've seen me on this pod and I will give you guys a discount. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, and what was your Instagram again?
Angel Aesthetics by April.
Perfect.
Yes.
All
I'll
right.
link it.
Thank you, Monica. Also,
Oh,
love having you on. Can't
I love
wait to be on the next episode. All right, everybody. So make sure to use code HYDRA50 to get $50 off any Hydra facial here at Dermal Beauty Med Spa in Calabasas. All right. Until next time.